What is going on, my Houston Texans family? We are almost a week away from the 2025 NFL mock draft, and me, athletically declining Dave and Buster's, got you covered for a Houston Texans watch party for night one of the NFL draft at the Dave and Buster's Houston location. Cannot wait to see you guys out there. If you want more information, please let me know in the comments down below. Last night on the AFC South Roundtable, me and the boys did a group mock draft, and I have to say, I came out of it, in my opinion, with the best case scenario for the Houston Texans. So I'm going to tell you exactly who I went with in the first, second, and third round. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ruben Calavillo, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. Please make sure you are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. So first pick in the first round, number 25, I went with Josh Simmons, offensive tackle from the Ohio State. He stands at 6'3", 325 pounds, had a fantastic pro day. If it wasn't for a season-ending injury, Josh Simmons could have been more widely regarded as the best offensive line prospect in the 2025 NFL Draft. In the 6 games he started, Simmons put out some of the best and most consistent tape in the class, allowing just one quarterback pressure. While his injury opens the door for other prospects to be picked before him, Simmons still should be a first-round pick and could be a top 20 selection. His physical profile and athleticism are ideal in a franchise's cornerstone left tackle, and Simmons also has right tackle versatility. He does a tremendous job of mirroring pass rushers, using his fluidity to match and stay square. He also flashes high-end driving power as a moving blocker in space, and he can knock rushers off kilter with disorienting punches. Provided that he makes it back to full health, Simmons can start immediately and grow into an impact player. Now, if he is ready to go by training camp, I am immediately putting him into competition versus Cam Robinson for the starting left tackle spot for week 1. If healthy, man, this is a great selection for the Houston Texans. I know that Josh Simmons' injury is one that has a negative history around it. Most players don't come back from that. However, Josh Simmons, still very young in this league, still growing into his man body. I am taking the risk here. I am selecting Josh Simmons, number 25 in the first round of the NFL draft, making him a long-term Houston Texan. Now, in the second round, I have no idea how he fell to me, but I went with Trey Harris, wide receiver out of Ole Miss, 6'2", 205 pounds, RAS score 9.23. Trey Harris was originally a transfer from Louisiana Tech, but proved he belonged alongside top SEC competitors with an incredibly productive 2-year stretch at Ole Miss. He neared 1,000 yards in 2023 and 2024. He eclipsed that mark in just 8 games while scoring a touchdown on over 10% of his catches. At 6'2", 205 pounds with 32-inch arms, Harris has the build of a potential X-receiver, and he also has the catch point authority to hound defensive backs. With his body control, hand strength, and attacking IQ, he controls conversion situations, but his game is also quietly complete beyond his catching ability. While he's not an elite vertical threat, he's an explosive stem artist with great size, adjusted fluidity, and angle freedom on in breakers. And he can use his bend and play strength as a rack threat, too. Bearing some similarity to prime Allen Robinson, Harris should be in a heavy demand just outside of round 1. Look, Trey Harris is someone I don't mind the Houston Texans trading up for. I think he's going to go early in the second round, but wide receiver is a need for this Houston Texans team. And, you know, Trey Harris, an X-wide receiver, you got 2 X's, Nico Collins and now Trey Harris, and Christian Kirk just eating up the middle and waiting for Tank Dell to get healthy. I think this would be a home run move for the Houston Texans. Trey Harris, I absolutely love. Steve Smith actually has Trey Harris as his wide receiver number 3. Now, my 2 selections in the 3rd round were fantastic because I went with Dylan Fairchild, offensive guard out of Georgia, 6'5", 318 pounds. Dylan Fairchild is a powerful and technically sound offensive lineman with the versatility to excel at guard or tackle. Known for his physicality and aggression, he can at times be over-aggressive, which can hurt his technique and positioning. Nevertheless, Fairchild's quick feet and balanced stance make him effective in pass protection, where he handles speed rushers and anchors well against power. He also has a high football IQ and some projected positional flexibility, having been a two-way player in high school. Fairchild can be a bit stiff at times when redirecting laterally, but as a blocker with solid baseline mobility, power, and strength, as well as 24 starts against SEC competition to his name, he profiles as a respectable middle round ad, and that's what we are going here, taking Dylan Fairchild with one of our first selections in the 3rd round. Now, my other selection, ladies and gentlemen, it was Mr. Jonah Savanea, offensive guard out of Arizona. Now, this is one that also fell to me. I realistically don't see that happening. But with Dylan Fairchild and Jonah Savanea in the 3rd, I said I won the mock draft on the AFC South roundtable. But he's 6'4", 324 pounds, a RAS score of 9.19. Jonah Savanea checks a lot of boxes as an early round offensive line target. He has great size and natural leverage at 6'4", 324 pounds with 34-inch arms. He's an elite athlete with a documented 4.95 40-yard dash and 1.72 10-yard split. Jesus. Numbers that are reaffirmed by his energized athleticism and blocking range on tape. And on top of that, he has extensive experience at both guard and tackle and can play both in a pinch. He's expressed his desire to play guard at the NFL level, and that's likely where he projects best with his right frame, anchor, strength, and driving physicality. That said, he has enough length to stick at tackle, and he has flash improvement with his hand placement and timing on extensions. At either spot, Savanea can function as a rangy people mover with a tone-setting mentality and sturdiness in pass protection. This is why I think I won the mock draft last night. Josh Simmons in the 1st round, Trey Harris in the 2nd, Dylan Fairchild and Jonah Savanea in the 3rd. I got 3 new starters on the offensive line. I can honestly say I might have 2 day 1 starters in Jonah Savanea and Dylan Fairchild. The only reason why I didn't say Josh Simmons is because he is coming back from that injury, and maybe the Houston Texans want to be cautious. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I absolutely dominated the AFC South roundtable mock draft last night, taking Josh Simmons in the 1st round, Trey Harris in the 2nd, and Jonah Savanea and Dylan Fairchild, 2 guards out of Georgia, out of Arizona, completing the 3-round mock draft for the Houston Texans. You guys let me know how I did. And for more Houston Texans content, you guys know what to do. Feel free and follow me for more. Go Houston. Have a very blessed day.